other. So in many situations we observe in our homes that two substances will be separated or one substance will be separated from a big mixture of materials. Suppose you get a basket of mixed fruits. Then you sit and separate different types of fruits. Like suppose you get a basket of mangoes and guavas. So you separate mangoes and guavas from them, and if you get a mixture of say chikus and say apples, then you separate them, right? So we see many examples of separations in our daily life. Suppose if somebody is preparing tea, then they strain the tea leaves from the fluid, right, with the help of a strainer. Then grains are separated from the stalks after harvesting. That means on the branches of the small plants in the agricultural fields, grains grow. Then from those big branches or stems, the grains will be separated after the harvesting, after cutting off from the plant. So that is again one method of separation. Then we have milk or curd churning to get butter. You know, no, to get butter, in the olden days people used to actually churn with the help of a wooden churner. Continuously the curd will be churned like this, or the milk will be churned like this to get butter. And then suppose if we make any dalia, upma or any flavored rice, then if your parents had green chilies in it, if your mom, then you separate the green chilies from those food dishes like upma, poha or any other dish or any flavored rice. Like that, we see many examples of separations around us. In the construction sites also we see, right, sand will be separated, cement will be separated, and stones from the sand will be separated. Like this, there are many examples happening around us regarding the separation of substances. Then what is the purpose? What is the need for the separation? To separate the two different particles but only the useful components. So when we are separating two different components, we will separate only the useful component, right? Then to remove the non-useful component, suppose if we are separating grains from a packet of pulses, right? Suppose we have bought 1 kg of dal from the grocery store, then that dal may have some pieces of husk or some small pieces of stone. So we separate, we take them in a big plate, under the light, we start separating one by one with the help of a hand. Why? To remove the non-useful component. What are the non-useful component? Maybe stones or husks or any other grain which was mixed in that, like that. Then to remove the impurities, same way to remove impurities, we wash the dal. That was the purpose, to remove impurities, we wash the dals. Like that, this is the purpose of separation. And then there are different methods of separation. What are the different methods of separation we see in our daily life? Hand picking, threshing, winnowing, sieving, sedimentation and decantation, filtration and evaporation. In detail, we will be studying these 7 processes of separation. So the first one comes hand picking. The first method of separation is hand picking. What is hand picking? Separation of pieces of stone, husk. What is husk? Suppose if you see wheat or a piece of rice, sometimes you see outer brownish color covering over that, right? Like a skin of the grain. That is nothing but the husk, the brownish covering of the grains. So separation of pieces of stone, husk, broken grains or particles of the other grains with hand is known as hand picking. So if with your hand, with the help of your hand, if you are separating stone, husk, other grains or small pieces of grains from any mixture, that process is known as hand picking. So it is used to separate large sized impurities from wheat, rice or pulses. So large size means larger than the wheat size, larger than the grain of the rice, like that. So not very large, just larger than the size of these grains. So this method is used for the separation of large sized impurities from wheat, rice as well as pulses. Here pulses means all the dals. And advantage is this is a very convenient method, right? Separation with your hand is very easy to do. So one example of hand picking is separation of dust, stone, husk from a packet of grain purchased from a grocery store. Suppose if we have purchased 1 kg of wheat to make wheat flour, then on a plate, big plate, we empty the grain packet and then we remove the stones or any dirt or any husk, like that. So that is one method of hand picking which we see in day-to-day life. Our parents, mothers especially, will be separating all the dirt from the dal, rice, wheat, etc. So that is about hand picking. Let's move on to the next method, that is threshing. As we know, in the paddy fields, In one plant there will be many stems. On that stems the paddy will be growing. These are known as the paddy stalks. So bundles of paddy stalks are sun-dried. So after harvesting, that means after they cut off these paddy stalk from the plant, they will be dried in the sun outside. So bundles of paddy stalks are sun-dried after harvesting before the grain is separated from them. So from these stems, from these stalks, we need to separate these rice or wheat grains, right? But after we cut these from the plant, after harvesting, that is after cutting off from the plant, they put them for drying in the sun for few days. After drying in the sun for few days, then only the grains will be separated from them. Raw, we cannot separate the grains. You know now the plants will, when they are in raw stage, the grains, the outer covering, the husk will be greenish in color. In that stage, it will be very difficult to separate the husk and the grains. But if we sun dry them, the green husks will convert into brownish yellowish in color. They will be dried and they lose all their moisture content. In that way, it will be easy to separate the grains from the husk. So each stalk has many grains. So one plant has many stalks and each stalk has many grains, right? And many stalks make up to form hundreds of grains. So in a field, suppose in an acre, many grains will be there, many stalks will be there. All together form hundreds of grains. So separating each grain is very difficult, right? So that process which is used to separate grains from the stalks is known as threshing. The process of separation of grains from these stalks or stems or branches is known as threshing. So threshing is done by three methods. One is hand threshing. How is hand threshing done? You know, suppose this is a stalk. They beat it like this on the ground continuously so that all the dried grains will separate and fall off on the ground. So that is hand threshing. Stalks are beaten to the ground like this to free the grains. So stalks are beaten on the ground, on the sun, normal the floor of the earth. So hand threshing is the process where stalks are beaten to the ground to free the grains. The next method is with the help of machines. On a large scale also threshing is done, and with the help of bullocks. Bullocks means the cattle, whether it be ox or a cow, anything with those, with the help of them also the threshing is done. So this is threshing. The separation of grains from the stalks is known as the threshing. Then moving on to the next process, that is winnowing. What is winnowing? Separation of lighter and heavier components of a mixture by wind or blowing air is called winnowing. Lighter and heavier components. Suppose if a mixture has a light-weighted component as well as a heavy-weight component, then these two components are separated with the help of air or wind. That process is known as winnowing. So separation of lighter and heavier components of a mixture by wind or blowing air is known as winnowing. So example is, saw and dust. So separation of saw and dust by standing on a high platform with a plate in hand, and plate has a mixture of dry sand, sawdust and powdered dust.